You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show.
Welcome to Movie Baiters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Nick.
I'm Alex.
I'm Nick. Merritt.
Yes, and filmmaker, composer, actor, performer.
Nice.
We're here to do. Who are you representing?
I am pro Frankenstein.
And I am pro The Bride.
I'm Nick.
And you guys are the adjudicators who will decide who will get the punishment that we have decided based on who was. Do you guys want to say what the...
Well, you have a pretty even jury also, I just realized, which is that I would say that I'm pretty evenly... I definitely lean Frankenstein a little bit, but I'm pretty evenly split between the two. And you're hard pro Frankenstein.
Yep.
And you're pro The Bride.
Well, no.
Are you neutral?
I am absolutely Switzerland, and no, not.
But Frankenstein right now.
I need to see it from you guys. All right, I can see it in you,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to see it out of you.
Oh, for the debate?
As an opening statement, I knew I had made this decision when I saw the trailers for both movies. I was like, I know Guillermo's been wanting to make a Frankenstein movie forever, but I think Guillermo's losing his fastball, and this will be a little indulgent. It's going to be on Netflix. It'll be too long, and it was. Whereas I didn't know what I was going to get from Maggie Gyllenhaal, and even while watching it, I was surprised.
You didn't know what you were getting from
I didn't know what I was getting, and I was consistently surprised. Like, oh, this is where we're going. Oh, okay. You know, and like, I'd much rather that experience than, you know, I appreciate that you've educated me in one of the segments we've done already that it's a very faithful adaptation of the book, which I'd heard, and you guys have actually read it. Has anyone else read it? The Frankenstein book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I watched Young Frankenstein in the past month, so... It was
No, that covers it.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
That's excellent.
Well, I mean, I'm pro Frankenstein. Frankenstein tells a much more human story. Not guns blazing all the time. Going to the parties and dancing, and as a dance number for some reason on The Bride.
Yeah, people
That's
hate
crazy.
going to the movies for guns and people having a good time.
Yeah,
Well,
humans hate
I
those
still had a good
things.
time in Frankenstein.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, why don't we get it out there where the adjudicators sit in terms of their... You said you're pro... Can you give more of a full statement as to why you are pro Frankenstein?
Sure. I'll first start by saying I don't think Frankenstein is the perfect movie, and
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
necessarily disagree with you that Guillermo del Toro is sort of operating in his comfort zone now as opposed to trying new things. But I think that I found Frankenstein to be more entertaining. I thought it was more controlled and on an intellectual level explored the themes in a deeper and more sophisticated way than The Bride, which was very in your face and heavy-handed with its themes. And I also thought The Bride was just chaotic in terms of style, didn't really know what it wanted to be. It was just sort of doing whatever and hoping some of it worked.
I liked both movies. I thought both were very... I liked how distinctive a style they both had. Frankenstein is like the type of movie that I normally go for, both aesthetically and sort of pace-wise. And I thought that the only thing that I really didn't like in Frankenstein was the sort of CGI action that you get in a couple moments.
Oh, God.
Like, really offset it for me. But other than that, I really liked Frankenstein. The Bride, I just saw like 2 hours ago, so I'm still processing. I really liked it stylistically. I actually don't know if I would say it was heavy-handed with its themes. I thought its themes were kind of all over the place. I thought it...
Yeah, which theme?
I was waiting for it to say something more coherent.
Oh.
Hey, messy girls get their movies too, okay?
I thought it was a messy girl movie, and I liked it for that. But I feel like Frankenstein is a very intricately crafted movie compared to
A
it.
better stitched together movie.
I
one
went to
would say.
school with a bunch of intermittent engineers. I got the stitch. Very good pun. Sorry, Merritt. Let's. Where? I don't even know how you saw it because I asked you kind of short notice.
No, you're good.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I guess I enjoyed things from both movies, and I related to the Frankenstein movie because of my personal like injuries and stuff, and putting it back together, I guess, is kind of the
And
connection.
you were
there.
made in a lab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well have been.
The original lab leak is what he puts on his resumes.
Yeah, Wuhan, right?
I wasn't going there, but were you
I
going
know,
there?
what lab leak are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, the original lab leak. So he said he was made in a lab, and what leaks from a lab?
Yeah.
It's a good joke. Let me have it.
I followed
It's a real
it.
racist joke.
Well, it wasn't
Let's
implying anything racial.
Let's
It
keep
is.
going.
You
with
know,
it then.
Fauci invested in that lab, okay?
It wasn't implying you were in on it.
Oh, the first thing I did when I got out of the
Damn.
lab was I went to the wet market and
Yeah.
ate a bat.
And that bat had just eaten a pig.
I mean, fuck. What are the odds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I made a lab leak joke, okay? I'm really sorry. We all know they got it from the web.
Well, I mean, the whole reason I had to get out of the lab because I needed to take a leak. So it really was a lab leak.
Can we all just go around and say our stance on the pandemic?
Okay, but let me finish. So The Bride, I actually kind of got bored.
All right.
But I also liked parts of it. So I don't know. I want you guys to tell me, or tell me what you think, and I will decide if you're right.
Yeah, we should definitely talk about themes, but just so that we have Nick involved here. Nick, you absolutely did not want to watch Frankenstein, and what was your reason?
Because it's too fucking long, and
2.5.
I'm in the second half of my life. I'm like technically rotting every day, more and more.
You're
Where's
not growing
this
new
coming
brain
from?
cells.
I'm like
Just because
rotting.
you're older?
It's the
I'm
over the
41.
hill.
I
And
know,
like,
but-
I'm not making it to like 85. I'm lucky if I make it to like 63 at this point. So it's like
Alright.
I might be on hole 14 of 18 rather than 9.
That's
So
a
it's
golf
like, do I have time to watch?
I
First
know
of all,
golf.
I hate fucking Netflix. I hate Netflix movies almost across the board.
I respect
So if it's a Netflix movie, you already lost me
But
at
didn't you like
at the N-word.
Knives Out? That third one that just came out?
That's an
Wake Up, Dead
exception. Yeah, that's an exception.
Man? Oh, yeah.
That one actually looked like a movie. I feel like even Guillermo del
Wait.
Toro, like his style, I know enough about his style to but like I don't think he is. This is not like a slight again. This is just like an observation. Like it's not bad or good. So with Knives Out, you've got like Stevie Edlin shooting it, and he's big on like film emulation, right? So he's gonna make it look like a movie, and not a Netflix movie. With Frankenstein, I don't know. I just don't think Guillermo del Toro is that concerned with like whether or not it looks like a movie. It's like his style is kind of independent of does it look like it's shot digitally or does it look like it was shot on film? Does it have hallmarks of film? I don't think he cares about that as much.
He
like
cares
it's not
about the colors specifically and how it responds on the
sure.
film. That's
Yeah,
objectively true.
yeah.
And specific for
But I will
Frankenstein.
say, yeah, he's not a filmmaker that's that concerned with it being shot that well.
He's
Or
not
shot
Paul
that
Thomas
interestingly.
Anderson, no.
Yeah.
But
So
he
I-
did Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Frankenstein was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, he did.
I agree.
Not
I
awesome.
agree. I agree.
Let's
have my
let you make
hackles
the
raised.
argument then. What did Nick miss that he didn't see? And goes
Well, I
against
didn't. I didn't.
myself.
The
Oh,
movie.
what I
The
didn't see.
movie.
Yeah, you didn't see
You
the
didn't see
movie,
the whole
so
thing.
make an argument for the visual representation.
Oh, well,
of it.
yeah, I thought the cinematography and visuals were awesome. Like, that's what almost held my attention through some of the more dialogue-heavy moments. It's just how beautiful the scenery and,
The set, and
yeah,
character
set.
design.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt that either. I'm thinking more of like what makes a movie look like. Like you can have all that, but if you shoot it at like remember when they did the Hobbit movies?
Oh my God.
did that
48 frames per second.
Yeah, they had all that
That's
production
terrible.
value and set design and everything, but it just fucking you just shoot yourself in the dick when you're like it went over and do it 48 frames per second. Luckily, you can just skip a frame and it's back to 24, but like 48 frames. So it's kind of like that argument. It's like here's all this really great style.
Yeah, but that argument, there's a thing that is ruining it. You're just kind of guessing that there might have been a thing that ruined Frankenstein for you. You
Yeah,
don't even know
no,
what
that's
the
true.
thing
Yeah,
was.
no, and I'm acknowledging like I don't know. Like here's why I'm wary of Netflix movies and like Netflix movies, 99% of them have that sheen to them, like where they don't look like movies, even if you and it's independent of the production design and the camera work and all of that, and even the color. It's just more just like and that takes me out of those movies. So that's what makes me apprehensive of a Netflix movie in general.
It's like you just said, the CGI threw you off a little bit. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
here?
but it wasn't the quality of the CGI. It was just a weird thing to add to like big CGI fight scenes was a
It's
weird
just the
thing
one
to
scene.
add to Frankenstein.
Wasn't CGI characters?
It's CGI
Like what-
animals.
Yeah,
because-
CGI.
Oh, as bad, equally bad. Yeah, sure. I mean, the animals are characters.
The animals are, yeah, it's just like, is it safe to have the animals on set versus animating them?
Well, yeah, I don't want to be like, who's that football player who ran the dog fights? I don't want to be that guy.
Michael Vick.
Yes, but just do a good job of animating them. They don't have to look shitty. But that's another Netflix
Yeah,
thing.
John-
Like
Yeah, but you
everything
still
looks
didn't
like
see the
cut
movie though.
right.
That's the other thing though. What about The Bride? What did you like about The Bride?
The visual style would stay
Yeah.
that.
I thought the action in The Bride was kind of awesome. Like there wasn't a ton of action, but I thought that the way that like the violence in that movie felt very real
Yeah,
and
I
very
agree.
brutal, and that was what I didn't like about Frankenstein is that all of the violence and action felt very weightless and
Whoa.
CGI, and there was a lot of violence and action that isn't in the book that was added to that kind of took away, like when you have when you have the monster at the end talking to his creator and to the ship captain and being like, see me as a person too, hear my side of this story. It's not as valid when he just like ripped a guy in half like a minute ago. When in
All the rage.
the book he like there's a couple acts of very horrific violence that he does, but it's because he doesn't understand. It's
Yeah.
like very early in his life and he doesn't understand how to interact with things. For him to be intentionally like murdering people in big CGI action scenes and then be like, I'm just a human who I'm just a person like you that wasn't given my chances. Like, I think it took away from that a little bit.
I'd like to give Alex a chance to respond specifically to the CGI accusation, and if you have any thoughts on the Netflixification of how movies look. You're a cinematographer.
Yeah, I mean, the CGI didn't bother me. I mean, I think CGI animals, are always going to have sort of an uncanny feel to them, an uncanny valley feel to them anyway. So it didn't take me out of it the way it sounds like it would have taken you
Would've.
out anyway.
Yeah.
It took you
Hey,
out,
I
so-
get
When
it
I
wasn't
eventually
really
watch
the-
it, it will take me out.
It wasn't the actual CGI that took me out. It was just the addition of action.
Because it was
Into it.
unnecessary.
Yeah, like it made it a longer movie, and it was the parts that I like. When there was a big action scene in Frankenstein, I was like, get back to the good story that you're adapting from an incredible book, and that looks really good.
The thing I got out of the action scenes was basically they just kind of demonstrate his strength, his raw strength, which is like, 100 people or whatever it is. It's like he can rip a guy in half,
That's true. That's not really in the book.
Isn't
He's
that
just
super
a
strength?
guy. He's just a guy in the book.
Like, why would you have super strength because you're reanimated bodies?
Yeah, and
Apparently.
there's like they added like a Wolverine healing factor
Yeah.
Yeah,
to the
that
movie,
was
which
strange.
was weird.
Okay.
That's right.
Although that was probably we talked, I think, off camera about the. Or no, this was on the last part about the like way that they talk about like the circulation of energy in his body and the sources of energy. So I wonder if that was kind of to seed that idea that he could heal. Well,
Well, did that carry over into The Bride at one point, though?
No, I don't
No, there
think
wasn't
so at
any
all.
like
No.
you can heal yourself just by getting hurt.
Didn't
like,
he get shot?
They got shot, but they're already dead. So what's going to happen?
Oh.
That's
And
my,
also
that's
when-
been my
Well, then there
opinion.
you go. So what's going to happen? So it doesn't
well,
matter
but when
anyway.
he gets shot when Frank gets shot in The Bride, it is treated like she is concerned for him and he kind of brushes it off, and it's more like he doesn't care about himself than like he's fine.
And I'm avoiding what happens in the later half because, like, I think the arc of what happens and whether or not that Frank and Penelope have, whether they're alive or dying toward the end of the movie is, I think, a topic of conversation, but we're in the spoiler section, so I don't, non-spoiler section,
Yeah,
so I don't want to
non-spoilers.
violate that. Do we want to state what we think the themes are, and should that be on the...
Why don't we start the debate categories?
Okay.
So, which one do you guys think had a better... What should we start
Story?
with? Story?
Adaptation, feminism, themes,
Which had a
iteration.
better feminism?
Definitely not The Bride.
The Bride had a better feminism.
No, I did not.
I don't think The
That's
Bride said
spoilers.
anything. I think The Bride
The
said
Bride
about
Social
it.
said-
justice warriors in it.
No, it had jokers from the movie Joker in it.
But they were lady jokers.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I don't
In
even
the
remember.
Bride,
Feminism
when,
in The Bride.
When it becomes Joker for a minute, where there's like people putting on the bride makeup and going out and killing
that part
people.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dressing up like.
And they
Well,
had the
there's
Me
things
Too
where-
reference.
Yeah, they're taking back their power.
Yeah, but she didn't actually like do.
She doesn't
I don't
do
know.
anything.
Oh, I should say I missed
sort
the
of.
opening scene of The Bride, and I heard about it in a review that I listened to after watching it, which is I heard that when I walked in, which was when Frank is coming to see the doctor.
Okay, yep.
I heard that people thought that should have been the opening scene, and that what came before that shouldn't have like that. I,
I mean,
was better off.
it was her. It was the.
Mary
Probably-
Shelley narrating.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mary Shelley in
Why
like a
was-
black and white.
Why did they do that?
I don't
know. I didn't.
Let's say
complicated
Yeah,
story.
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
complicates the story. I don't know why
So,
she was in the movie.
Let's just talk about ensemble.
Yes.
Ensemble? Sure.
Yes.
Let's start with that. That's an easy one.
This is a
Frankenstein had I think, a better ensemble.
Why?
Well, I mean,
nice.
that's why.
I'm not a huge fan of Mia Goth, but I mean, having her play two roles, I thought that was a nice touch.
You couldn't give another actress a role?
I think it was important though that Frankenstein or
His mom.
the
was-
monster, yeah, the monster
Not
is
married
like
to Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, she's no longer... But she's the mother of his child.
Oh, well, I didn't even think about it in that sense, but you're right.
Yeah,
that by
the-
doing that, they're drawing a parallel between him and the monster by
Yeah.
having the monster's figurative mother be the same person as. I thought it was just to imply that he had mommy issues, but that makes way more
Yeah.
sense.
Hearing Mia Goth interviewed in the Netflix thing afterwards, and then now metatextually putting together, oh yeah, she's the mother of Shia LaBeouf's child. She's just weird in movies to me. Like, did you see...
she's less weird in this movie though. She's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but that's
That
like
weird.
not a
and-
compliment.
I mean, like, she plays like twisted characters,
Yes.
but I don't think
Yeah.
she's weird. I mean, if you're acting in a horror movie and you're playing a killer,
Kyle, I think
gonna
we
be
can
weird.
only imagine what has to be wrong with someone for them to be
Weird.
intimate with Shia LaBeouf.
I was trying to... there's a movie she did
Uh-huh.
with... what's his name from True Blood? The blonde one who's...
Woody Harrelson.
Not Woody.
True
That's
Blood?
True Detective.
Alexander.
Oh, Anna Paquin.
Skarsgård. She did. Mia Goth did a movie with Alexander Skarsgård,
Uh-huh.
where they were on an island and just doing debauchery, and that I like that version of Mia Goth. I don't like uptight Mia Goth.
But
You
we're
could've
talking
gotten
about
anyone.
Frankenstein.
What,
I think
what
I
is
don't know
uptight
about-
Mia Goth?
What?
What's uptight Mia Goth?
What she was in Frankenstein. She was
Oh.
just there to. She was there for the man's story and
I agree.
specifically the reanimated man's story.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
I think that if we were to touch on like the feminist themes, I do think even though it didn't have as much to say as I maybe went into it hoping it would, The Bride is like by default a better feminist story
Is it?
because it is like
No.
actually about a woman.
It's about a woman, but
I'm gonna make an
they
argument.
reduce her to one thing.
I'm gonna make an argument that Patty Jenkins made when Wonder Woman 1984 was coming out.
Always
I'm
a
not-
good sign.
Yeah,
I'm not
1984.
commenting. No. Like, equality between the sexes isn't when women get to make good movies and men get to make movies. Equality is when women get to make as many bad movies as men have made proportionally.
Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, but
There's a lot of bad movies that have to catch up with.
Well, I think that art comes from having gone through shit, and I think the average woman has gone through way more shit than
yeah,
the average
and the
man
only
has.
the issue is
Like
when a
Maggie
woman
Gyllenhaal.
makes
Yeah.
a bad movie, then I can let her make another movie. That's the problem.
That's true.
Yeah,
I do think Maggie Gyllenhaal has potentially hurt her directing career
by making
because,
making The Bride. Are you seeing it?
because of the financial results of the Bride.
Yeah.
Not because
The
you
fact
know,
that movie cost $90 million.
Yeah,
is
why
kinda-
the fuck did it have to cost that
because
much?
they reshot stuff in IMAX. I suspect.
Well,
Oh,
too
and,
bad.
and they had a lot of like period set, like very big
Yeah,
sets that
and
were
the cars
redecorated
and
in
everything.
period style.
When people do mob movies, they don't typically like none of these mob movies in the past 10 years. Like what's his name did one, Ben Affleck did one, and Robert De Niro just did one where he played two different characters last year, and they didn't go Alto Kings or Alto Knights. And I'm just saying, like mob movies don't seem to be box office blockbusters. And Frankenstein movies aren't blockbusters, as we already discussed.
I would say that the fact that Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro one, did as much as it did as a Netflix production is pretty, like, we have financial down as a category here, and I think we should give Frankenstein a point financially because it looks really good because, like...
But they spent they spent Netflix money on it.
Yeah.
That's,
looks that good for that little
how much
money.
more did... Because Frankenstein, I think, looked a lot like... The Bride had moments of visual style that I liked maybe more than anything in Frankenstein, but just like across the board, Frankenstein looked incredible, like exponentially better than The Bride.
It
and
looked
how
more
much?
expensive, you mean?
Maybe. Yeah, I guess looked more expensive. So how much more did it cost?
We can look. Part of the problem is what is reported isn't necessarily true, because like Warner Brothers would tell you that The Bride cost $80 million, and other reports would say it cost $92 million. But Frankenstein, that's Netflix money, and how
Netflix just lies. Netflix was like, Red Notice is the biggest movie of all time.
they,
For a while. You remember that?
I do. Their business model has changed because of their deal with Artist Equity. It'll be interesting to see if partnering with new and independent like studios can reform their relationship with domestic product. I'll put it that way, because Netflix could just go, fuck you, we'll go buy a Korean show for a tenth what you'll charge us, and it'll somehow be the biggest thing. What was that Korean show where...
Physical 100?
No, where they kill each other? That was a good one.
Oh, Squid Games.
Squid Games, thank you. It's Korean, right?
Yeah, it's Korean.
There's also culinary class wars, which is good.
Reality shows, I believe you. So I guess part of the problem with Frankenstein is that it is a Netflix movie. Like, if that movie had to make money at the box office, you're not making a 2.5-hour Frankenstein movie. I'm sorry.
But
You're
isn't
saying,
that kind of
it's gotta be 2 hours.
a good thing? Because that's like a benefit for the artistic vision. He gets to make...
We talked about this with when you were here with Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
Is that has like 5 or 10 minutes of fat? I think they would have chopped off if it had to make it through a box office weekend.
I don't know. I just like long... Like, I'm... Maybe it's because I'm not in my twilight years.
Like Nick.
That I like long... I like a long movie because it's like this...
Dang, dude.
Oh my god.
Wait up, dead man.
Well,
Nick's dead.
That was great. You said Wake Up Dead Man. Got it? That's the Knives Out movie. Netflix.
And the very
still
concept
don't
of
know.
waking up a dead man is also a Frankenstein reference.
This is why you're here.
well, that's a good point, because I also appreciate like a movie that doesn't feel rushed and like lets things breathe. And yet here I am saying I'm afraid of long movies now, but like I guess I'm afraid of long Netflix movies.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's what it is. But I do like a movie that has time to...
I don't think Frankenstein felt like a long Netflix movie. I think it felt like just a long movie.
Oh.
Like I don't think that there was... To me, he's gonna disagree with this.
I'm going to disagree so hard.
There
because
wasn't much that I would remove from Frankenstein.
It's just, you don't need the narrative device of this ship. I get that that's the narrative
the
device
whole
in the
thing.
book. I get that that's the narrative
Yeah.
device in the book, but it doesn't make sense for the movie.
I kind
and
of
if you're
agree.
going to use it for the movie, use it to make things go faster. We watched, because we, were needing something to watch in the infrared sauna, we watched Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I was shocked at how that movie
Which
started.
also had a ship. At the beginning of the movie, he had a ship.
No, but my point was, they're just, in the first 20 minutes of this thing, they're cutting back and forth between 1794, 1773,
Yeah, it's a lot of
And
time.
that's how the book is. There's definitely the part of the book that is making the creature is is very little. Like, I think that he straight up says, like, to the ship captain, he's like, I'm not going to explain how I did this because I think it was horrible that I did this thing, and I don't want to talk about how I did it. Like, there is no several chapters of the book that are him like getting the funding to make his monster and doing the thing. It's just like when I was in college, I made a monster. Anyways,
And I don't find any of that like
Interesting?
Tell him, yeah, I find it boring. Like, oh, how did Batman
I think that was
pay
the
for
best
his
part. I
shit?
think the first half, it's not really half, but the first chapter, it's a lot better than the second one. Because I didn't feel
Oh,
anything.
Frankenstein, the second chapter is way better than the first
No,
chapter.
the
The Frankenstein
first one
story
is-
is way
first
better
chapter-
than the Victor Frankenstein.
I liked Victor's story a lot more than the creature. The creature
You
just.
can't even get your own movie right? You're on the Frankenstein side.
No,
The
I am. I
Frankenstein
can
movie-
still talk about a movie I like and still critique it. I mean, come
I
on.
liked the spectacle of the first act of that movie. I thought that justified it. That justified adding things that are kind of glossed over in the book was just how cool it looked and how cool it just had a cool vibe. And then for me, by the time that I was like, okay, I've had enough of just cool vibes, can we get to the story? Then it gets to the story.
My counter for that, and I'd like to get Alex in here on what I'm getting wrong, but why do you need to put the metal rod up when the thunderstorm happens? Wouldn't you have that up before the lightning storm comes?
Well, you can't. I don't
Well, it looks
know.
cool
That's
in the
like a
movie.
nitpick.
Yeah,
I understand
that's-
it looks
that's
cool,
such a
but it's
nitpick,
like
though.
Fucking
this guy who
Simpsons?
plans out
Yeah.
all these other things can't like. Oh, I should probably have.
He
because
can't
I think
predict
you
the
watched that
weather.
movie and what you got out of that was Frankenstein is a
Yeah.
stable, intelligent guy.
I got that he plans things and figures things out, and I think that guy has the antenna up. Not, oh, well, it's lightning out. I gotta go put the antenna up. Oh, I wonder if anyone will die in this scene. Non spoilers.
That's I mean, you can pull that critique with any number of
movie,
scenes
yeah.
in The Bride.
But I
mean, like
when
when
I
they're-
was bored.
Well,
You were bored, but
yeah, I was bored, but like in that scene where she's dancing and then she pulls out the gun and there's like a bunch of cops surrounding her. This is a lady with a gun, and I think she shoots one of the cops.
Yeah.
Why do the cops not shoot?
That was crazy to me. That she shoot like, especially because it was a woman in the Victoria or in the like 30s
Yeah.
or 20s, where they would shoot her, or they would just immediately be like, "Oh, she's hysterical."
Right, yeah.
Where they, like it
Why
was
did they let
crazy
her
that
make
she
that
shoots
speech?
a cop in
Yeah, and it's like a standoff
Yeah.
between like 5 cops and
yeah.
her.
sure. And the difference between these two things is like you're talking about a very. This is Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet. The reality you are familiar with is not the reality that movie is taking place in.
That's fair.
You can say that about
yeah, you can
Frankenstein.
say that
and you
about
can say that
Frankenstein.
about
I would like-
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein wants to be taken very seriously and think of itself as
I don't
very
think
period
that's
accurate.
true. I would liken Frankenstein to Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes, which I love. The Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, where this is grounded, but it's also hyper stylized, and it's like someone's specific vision of this time period and these characters. It's not
And
you're supposed to believe this was real.
I would like to agree with you, except it's not Sherlock Holmes. It's Sherlock Holmes' Book of Shadows, a movie I own and have
Game
watched.
of Shadows,
Is it Game of Shadows?
the second one.
Book of
Sorry.
Shadows is Blair Witch too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
movie's
sorry.
right, man.
I'm so sorry. Do you like Game of Shadows, the movie?
Not as much as the first one.
It's boring.
It's pretty. Yeah, that is a movie that's a little too long. Yeah, but I like that. I think that like
You like when it's a little too long and boring?
kind of. I mean, the Batman is like one of my favorite movies ever, and that movie's
The
3 hours of Batman.
The Batman, I don't, and he will disagree. Nick will disagree with me. I don't think that they're wasting any time in that movie, and they specifically jump to the next thing, and like as they're figuring out, oh,
Even
thumb
someone
drive.
who
No,
that's like a
there's a
letterbox
lot of
top
waste of
4
time
movie
in the
for.
Batman.
There's definitely time where nothing is
What would
happening
you cut out
in
of
Batman.
the
And
Batman?
I like it
Anything
because
with
I-
Zoe
Maybe
Kravitz.
his butler solving the riddles. I don't know.
So back to the debate. I would like to
No,
say
wait,
that
I'm back on Kyle's side. Sorry.
you know, you mentioned that you'd read the book and that the benefactor wasn't a character in the book. Is that what you're saying? The benefactor, Christoph Waltz.
Neither was the brother, really.
I don't think I said that, but that is true.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, I did because I said that they didn't talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
No.
thought that was actually one of the better parts of the movie because I love Christoph Waltz and Django
Yeah,
Unchained.
he's great.
Yeah, and it explained where he got the body parts. So
I think
Better
that
ensemble
Frankenstein,
cast.
in a lot of ways, for me,
Point for me.
elevated the material of the book. There were decisions made to change things from the book that I thought were for the better. Like the end, I don't know if you remember from when you read the book, there's not a resolution between Frankenstein and the creature at the end of the book. The creature, I'm trying to remember, kills his wife, then kills him, and then sets himself on fire.
Instead of his brother's wife, this is non. We almost had a non-spoilers.
Yeah. Well, what's the points so far, Merritt?
okay.
I haven't made my cast argument, but go ahead.
And we're not going to have final statements until after the spoilers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the moment, I got for story, Bride -1, adaptation, Frankenstein +1, feminism, Bride 1. No points for themes or iteration yet.
Yeah.
Ensemble, 2 points for Frankenstein, 0 for Bride. Not
Okay, I
that
like
there
the
will
original
be.
points.
Okay, you can make these up.
Yeah.
But director style is tied, 2 points each. Cultural impact has not been touched. CGI has not been touched. Maybe it has, but I forgot.
Okay.
And then financial, Frankenstein has a +1 and Bride has a -1.
I think I suggested the +1 for Frankenstein and was shot down, so you should cross that out.
Sweet. Yeah.
Well,
Plus Netflix
We didn't spend enough time on the feminism.
Yeah, we
Well,
okay,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
get
go
that,
back.
but that's
to give
just
a
Do you want
point
to
to
do
the
feminism or
bride.
cast? Because I've got to make my cast argument.
Yeah.
No,
make-
let's
make
do
your cast.
feminism and
I
spoilers.
think it should be a
there's
minus
a lot
one in
more
feminism
and
for
spoilers.
Frankenstein.
Yeah,
go
because
ahead
like
for
Kyle
cast.
said, in Frankenstein, the only female character exists.
Yeah.
The
I haven't cut yet. No.
There's one female cast member playing two characters who both just act as sort of accessories to Frankenstein's story. So
I mean, the
I don't even
bride
think the
is
bride should have
essentially
+1.
accessory to Frankenstein, anyways. So I mean, in the bride, she's an accessory,
Yeah, but that's the point. Like that's
Isn't she
which
doesn't
is
want
a
to-
minus for feminism.
Oh, are we doing cast or
that's
feminism?
We're doing-
that's what
we're
it's
doing cast.
criticizing.
Yeah.
Let's do cast. Let's
do
hear your
cast,
argument
yeah.
on
Okay,
cast.
so I would say there is. I'm not usually for gender swapping like the people, but in the example of Into the Spider-Verse, I think Doc Ock being a woman, cool. Having a female make a female for Frankenstein, I think that it was great to get Annette Bening in something. I like Annette Bening.
Wait, when would that have been originally?
Well, it's a different person, so it's not like to the
That's
outside.
that's not a gender swap. If it's not an original
The
character,
function of the
It's changing
character.
the dynamic. Yeah.
it is, but it's not a gender swap if the character doesn't exist beforehand.
Do you like Annette Bening?
I like Annette Bening.
Was it good having her in the movie?
I like Christoph Waltz a lot more.
I did not. What was great about Christoph Waltz in Frankenstein?
His
Christoph
motive
Waltz can be great.
His motive.
His
he
motive
obviously-
is written for him. What is great about his performance specifically?
His performance of dying. He's trying to save his own life. He's selfish, and at the end, he wasn't able to save his own life. Unfortunately, I mean, we get why he helps Victor. He plays a
Christoph-
pivotal role in the story.
I think they wasted
Annette
Christoph
Bening-
Waltz in Frankenstein. Sorry, but
Annette
which one are we
Bening
talking
is like in 3 scenes. She's not in the movie
So
that much.
Christoph, both of you are arguing for like side characters that didn't do that much. And
I'll say
like, talk
something.
about the cast.
I mean, the whole movie until I saw the credits, I thought it was Sigourney
I mean-
Weaver.
I thought it was Jamie Lee Curtis for a minute.
Mia Goth, I think she was great. She played 2 characters.
They want us to take the main. Okay, Jacob Elordi sucks. What's
As
her-
Frankenstein?
No, he doesn't.
You're
I
a
think he
fucking
plays it subtle.
sociopath.
Well, Christian Bale may have been better.
If we're talking about Wuthering Heights,
Is this
you
the
know.
platform for me to finally say that I don't like Christian Bale that much?
Wait,
Neither do I. That's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
I think he does basically the same haggard guy, haggard,
that
earnest
far, right?
guy thing in everything. I think he was insufferable as Batman. I thought he was
Whoa.
terrible in The Prestige. I thought he was.
keep going.
He's been in 2 different Ghibli dubs that I've watched where everyone else was great and he was fucking atrocious in
Okay.
them.
Dang.
Couldn't even land on an accent in The Boy and the Heron. He does like
Oh, yeah.
4 different voices.
That's right.
Empire of the Sun?
I haven't seen any of the really good things that people have seen.
Child.
American Psycho?
I have seen that and I just didn't like that movie very much. He was pretty good in that, but I just think he's overrated. He's like my actor that I think is overrated. I feel like
Okay.
everybody gets one.
So sure. Wasn't going to argue for him. I was instead going to argue for Jesse Buckley. I think she's phenomenal, and
Oh, yeah.
getting to have her
Yeah.
go crazy. You've not seen. I watched Hamnet and The Bride in the same day.
We're talking about the
And
bride,
I
though.
don't- I'm just
she's
saying,
great
like,
in one movie and she's terrible in the bride.
She's not
She's great in
terrible
both
in The
movies.
Bride.
Well,
She's
doing
terrible as
different
Mary
things.
Shelley, for sure. I didn't even understand her character. Like,
well, I thought she was
why
just
be
doing
in it?
like her best Harley Quinn impression
That's what I
the whole
thought, too.
time.
Yeah.
I thought that
And
there were
I
a
was
lot of
like-
moments in that movie where I was like, this should be a Harley Quinn and
Yeah,
the
like a
Joker
Suicide
movie.
Squad,
Like,
yeah.
this should have been. This is what Joker,
Joker
2
2.
should have been.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
except you
yeah.
get the internal monologue.
Yeah.
Which was, I didn't think that was that good. The impression of Harley Quinn.
I don't think it was an impression of Harley Quinn. I think
That's
the
how it
Harley
came
Quinn
I
across.
think
is
she was playing a Harley Quinn type character.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the Harlequin
No,
developed from the 1930s, like
No,
or
it's
something around
specifically
then.
No,
like a
specifically,
crazy
yeah.
woman that's being drawn into something by a man who needs companionship and has forced her to be like him.
Didn't the movie Gaslight come out in the 1930s? Where the term gaslighting comes
No,
from?
it didn't.
40s.
Kyle.
You're gaslighting me.
No, it didn't.
You're gaslighting me. You did it.
You don't know anything about that movie.
So Jessie Buckley is my. I think she's great. Why do you guys think Jacob Elordi is so good in Frankenstein?
I thought he was, out of both of these movies, I thought he was by far the best performance
Oh wow.
in all of either of these movies.
What about the performance for you?
I
is-
didn't think for a second about it being Jacob Elordi for the entirety of the performance, and I've seen The Kissing Booth.
yeah.
Oh, I've
all of
never
it.
watched The Kissing Booths.
And
Yeah.
I watched that. I didn't like it. Didn't that? It's. I feel like it's a very rare performance where I never think about this as an actor playing a character, and I truly didn't think about that with Jacob Elordi as the creature.
Anytime he spoke, I just heard that Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights. And
Well, you just
That's
had it
your own
ruined
bias.
by
Yeah.
a truly terrible movie.
wait, you didn't like Wuthering Heights?
I'm also. I
it's
told you I was a
horrible.
Gothic literature purist. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It was an entertaining time at the movies.
You thought it was entertaining? It was long and boring.
Well, I was annoyed that I thought it was going to be exciting when they kill that person at the beginning, and then it's not.
Oh, the guy with the boner at the beginning? Yeah.
Well, like, you think, oh, are they having sex right now? And no, it's a guy dying.
Dying,
Like,
yeah.
And then later I thought, oh, is that sex noise? Someone dying? And no, they were just coming. And so that I do give that movie that credit for getting me twice.
I mean, I sound like I'm dying when I'm coming.
Well, you sure? It's like a moose.
You got 4 holes left.
I mean, I do. In fact, I do die a little bit each time.
Poor holes.
Okay, Oscar Isaac isn't great.
I agree.
He's not great, but I think he does a
Better
pretty
than
well
Christian
job.
Bale.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's totally a taste thing. He doesn't like Christian Bale to begin with.
I like Christian Bale, and I didn't think he was good in The
I
Bride.
also didn't like Jessie Buckley in The Bride. She was playing Hamnet so well in that movie, but
The movie Hamnet.
in that
I don't
movie
think
Hamnet,
she
not
was
playing
Hamnet.
her. Yeah.
She was not.
Yeah.
Hamnet's the
She
kid
was
that
playing
dies.
Shakespeare's son, Hamnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because oh my god, how is this the same character who played, her in that movie? Like, she is terrible in The Bride. I didn't like her at all.
When you say she's terrible, why do you say they made an argument she's too much like Harley Quinn? And
I don't. Okay, I didn't say that was a bad thing. Alex feels that was.
Well, that's not even my biggest criticism.
Oh,
I
what's
just
yours?
thought that was,
Uh-huh.
it was reminiscent of a better performance of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. But
better.
my issue, and this isn't even Jessie Buckley's fault, it's more a problem with the writing, is the character is extremely one note from the beginning. There's no arc, there's no shift in perspective.
Okay,
There's
I will
no-
argue that in spoilers, but continue.
Okay, well, I didn't think so. It's all it's basically like an art student's rape revenge movie.
Where's the rape?
Did you watch Promising Young
it's
Woman
not-
instead of this movie on accident?
No. It's not rape. It's
Spoiler.
is saying the first scene a
Yeah.
spoiler.
Being brought back to life?
No.
No, it's
Oh.
her getting groped and stuff. In the
Yeah,
first,
her getting groped and then pushed down the
first scene,
stairs.
yeah.
Well, we can finish this
She's
up
getting
and get to
battered.
spoilers real quick, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we
falling down the stairs.
Hold on, let's touch on anything that we haven't touched on.
Themes. Points for Frankenstein. Name a theme.
You can just put one in Frankenstein and call it a day. Like,
No, I still think there is like the cacophony of themes in The Bride is
Name
important.
one theme in
What are
The
they?
Bride.
I like that you said cacophony.
What are
I'll
the
give you a
themes?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
name
the
one
movie
theme
has-
in The
Going
Bride.
by
It
the
has-
number of themes, the
If
bride.
a movie has too many themes, it has no themes.
Yeah,
That's
name
how,
one
that's
theme
how I
in The
felt
Bride.
about The Bride. I felt like The Bride was. I thought that it was going to be the traditional Bride of Frankenstein story where it's like he has her made to be a companion for him, and she's like, eventually, when she learns that, is like, you can't just make somebody to exist relative to yourself. And then she leaves, and they almost do that, but then she doesn't. And then she like, okay, this would be a spoiler, but stuff happens that like
Yeah.
undercuts the fact that they even briefly do that beat, and I feel like that kills the themes completely. Where like she's glad to have been reborn as the Bride of Frankenstein.
I'm going to state a theme for The Bride and see if that is accepted. What brings meaning to life is, I believe, a theme of The Bride. What brings meaning to life?
I didn't see that at all. in
And
the
what
movie, though.
answers does it
Yeah.
explore to that question?
Companionship, living life to the fullest.
They don't do that though.
Listening to your inner
they
voice.
All they do is go watch movies. I'm sorry, they don't do that much with their life.
Being
Was it
inspired
Jake
by the
Gyllenhaal
world
funny in
around
that?
you.
And
Yeah.
well,
Wait,
and
these are themes in The Bride, or are you just
I just
naming
said The
good
Bride.
themes?
No. So everything I just said is all iterations on the idea of what brings meaning to life. And
I
that
don't
is
think
what
they
she
explore
explores.
that at all. I don't think they do
I
that.
know,
at all.
I got you.
I don't
I'll
think
give
they
you a
explore that at all, and
Yeah.
I think if they touch on it at all, it's just by nature of the Frankenstein source material that explores that much better.
I would argue the road movie mixed with the time period enter a vector that is handled with almost as much import as the Frankenstein story.
Did you feel like the Bride and Frank had chemistry at all? Because I didn't feel like they were actually falling in love with each other throughout the entire movie.
I would like to save that for spoilers. Do they have chemistry? It wasn't until later when someone brought up, oh, she's in her 30s, he's in his early 50s, that like
I think he's over 100 years old, isn't he? He's
like the
100 at
actors
least.
and like do they have so like does
Okay.
do the
I'm talking about the
do
characters.
the
not
humans we're
actors.
starting with before they play these characters, are they well matched? There's a decade of difference in their ages to start with, so I just want to call that out as something I don't care for
Yeah, but
when I'm
you
looking
can't
at
make
romantic
that argument
partners in
because
movies.
Hollywood always does that with people.
I
Just
think
because it's always done doesn't mean it's okay.
So is that
Of
a
course it's
minus
not-
for The Bride? then?
No.
No, it's a minus for the Bride
Yes,
because
it is.
An ensemble?
you don't have to. You don't work for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I personally didn't think the Bride had a ton of themes. I thought it had one theme.
What's the theme you think it had?
Just like women's autonomy.
loneliness.
Like it's very much like she don't need no man kind of thing, you know? Because like
I love that you said that.
Frank in it is like passive. He's like, we gotta run away, we gotta hide, and she's like, I don't care. I'll be out here in front of the cops and I'm waving a gun everywhere. I'm doing what I want. You
And
know?
here's why the Bride should get points is because getting the Bride to use the auspice of a Frankenstein story to bring people who might otherwise not consider the bodily autonomy of women. Obviously it's called The Bride. It's kind of being sold in this like Suicide Squad way to the masses. But like getting you to consider, hey, she don't need no man. And maybe
But she does at the end.
She
Like,
does.
That's
They
spoilers, let's-
completely
The
undercut
whole
it.
thing,
They
yeah.
completely
She needs a
undercut
man
any
in this
themes that are
movie.
set up.
it's
in that
different
movie.
if she
Well-
chooses it.
I mean, there are a cacophony of
she?
themes, and one of those, and we don't want to bypass, is the gangster who is like the menace, right? Who is like harming women in a very visceral way that none of us want to hear about, but obviously has happened, and we should think about. I don't know where I was going with
There's
that.
wrongs in
No,
society.
I mean, I think
I-
it's
the gangster
the
guy.
things that they're depicting and commenting on are definitely important to depict and comment on. They just did it really badly.
Yeah, they didn't do anything more with
Well,
it.
plus there's no arc to it. She starts in the movie with calling out the
The
guy.
gangster is in one scene in that movie.
She starts with the calling out the guy. She's the same way through the whole film.
in
It'd be
relation
different.
in relation to the gang people, I agree.
Correct.
That the way you're measuring the arc there doesn't arc enough.
It doesn't arc at all.
I will just talk about how it arcs in
Flat
spoilers.
line.
In spoilers, I will talk about how I see an arc there.
All right, I think. Wait, Mary, can you read the scores? So
Am I winning?
We didn't talk enough about Frankenstein's themes. We didn't talk about Frankenstein's themes at all.
I agree.
We're sequestered. I'm not
spoilers.
going to read the scores. Let's wait until the end.
Okay. All right. We'll catch you guys down with spoilers. We'll get more to debates. Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.
White Claw's really got their pop tops down.
You can't say the name of the.
Is it on camera?
What? Is what on camera?
The drinks. The
Well,
cans.
yeah, usually we have koozies. I forgot them because I had to
Yeah.
remember this so that we could spread out the loves. And yeah, I'm sorry. I failed you guys. We're advertising people's drinks for free this week.
Right.
We just have to say that they're terrible.
Yeah.
What?
Terrible.
Okay.
What are you talking
Just-
about? I love Lift Bridge.
Turn the logos away from the camera.
I would advertise for Liftbridge for free
I do. I just did.
of any kind. You had that mini donut soda that Liftbridge made.
No.
That's a crazy invention. It's really good. It really does taste like mini donuts.
I've seen it in the store.
It's like a cream soda
Yeah.
that has that flavor of mini donuts. I don't know how to describe it.
I kind of want to try it like one can and then share it with like the Farxlings and Mrs. Farx, like just one can and split it between the four of us and then decide if we like something like that in our lives. Did you drink a whole can by yourself?
Oh, I've drank many cans.